shots. They made more shots than we did. That fourth quarter, we fought hard and got back in it in the third and made it a game. Which I'm proud of my team and proud of the way we fought. But sometimes when you get down that much and that it's hard to come back and because you take so much energy just to get back into the game to get the lead and extend it. So we never really got to that point, but we definitely made it a game. And I'm proud of the way we fought in that third quarter. In the fourth, they just made some more shots. Oh, you call it fever head? Yeah, yeah. No, I mean it was. I think there was a lot of like plays throughout the game. Obviously, they're a physical team, and I mean I've had two teammates hurt this year in one game against them. Like I'm not gonna call them dirty players or anything like that. I think they have a lot of really talented players, but there's a lot of plays and moments that guys want to try to be more physical and to the point where it's not even necessarily basketball at that point. So I think that's where the frustration got, and sometimes I take my frustration out on the rest, not just for me, it's for my teammates. Like I see Dyson Daniels going. I mean, you may not he may not be a household name yet, but he deserves the same amount of respect as some of these other guys. And if you see a foul, you should call the foul, and that's pretty much all it was for me. I mean, for me, it's just that, none more, none less. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's one game. I'm not letting it dwindle. I'm not letting people think about what I'm feeling and things like that. Obviously, I told them I was sticking up for the squad, and I'm not gonna let the refs frustrate me like that in our next game. I know we got a winner go home next, so I'm gonna be ready. And I told the team I'm gonna be ready for them. We got to go home and take care of business.
Hey Trey, obviously not the outcome you wanted, but just what can you take from this game? Because you guys don't have much time to dwell on this one. What can you take from this, positive or negative, and go to the next game?
Yeah, I mean, you take away the positive in that third quarter, the way we fought, the way we got into the game, the way we got back into it. I think the aggressiveness that we had and the force we had on the offensive end, like when we caught the ball, we knew what we wanted to do and was very very decisive on what we wanted to do. So I think that's something that we can take going into the next game and try to do it for 4 quarters.
Trey, the elimination game where you have to win or go home, just talk a little bit about giving that to the Hawks, kind of like Oklahoma in college ball, where you have to win. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely obviously everybody knows that we've been a part of this quite a bit. I think this is going to be now our sixth game and the next one. So I've been a part of these, and I know how like it's win or go home. Obviously tonight we wanted to win and take care of business, but we didn't. But at the same time, we put ourselves in the position to have 2 games to get into the playoffs. I think us being in the AC, I mean, if this was the old school, we would already be in the playoffs. So I'm glad that they give us an opportunity to go home and get another chance to go into the playoffs. So that's pretty much it. We got another chance, and we put ourselves in this position, and so now we got to take advantage of it.
Obviously, this is a game of ebb and flows. You came out. What I said to Coach Quinn earlier was you went from 0 to 22 points in 24 minutes. What was it you saw in the Magic defense to kind of tear that open, and are there lessons you could take from that to go into Friday?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't blitz me as much as I thought they would early on in the game. Later in the game, they kind of did it a little bit scatteredly, but they didn't blitz me as much. And early in the game, obviously, after watching a lot of film, I mean, I figured that they would blitz me more. So it took me kind of a few possessions, a few minutes to kind of figure out how they were guarding me and things like that. So once I kind of figured that out, I even missed a few floaters in the first quarter that I thought were good shots and good looks. They just didn't go in, and but that's a time for me to be aggressive when the big is in the drop. And so if they were double teaming, I was ready for that. But they kind of switched it up to begin the game, and so it kind of took me a minute to figure out what kind of defense they were in.
Trey, just wondering, what did you see out of Mo? Obviously, him defending Paolo there, and just what did you see out of him defensively in the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the game plan obviously was just trying to make it as difficult as possible for their 2 head of the snakes and kind of force other guys to beat us. And I mean, you gotta give them credit. They did. They, I mean, came in, was making some shots, and other guys, Wendell, had a hell of a game tonight on the boards and things like that. So you gotta give him credit, things like that. So I mean, their role players did what they needed to do. We didn't want their main guys to beat us. So in that case, we did a good job of that. But the role players had a good night, and that's part of the reason why it's good that you get a home court game. So usually role players play better at home, and that's what they did tonight. So that's how they won. But we got another one on Friday.